Today I'm cooking dinner inspired by the Mediterranean, featuring a Mediterranean-style rice salad with dates and almonds that is Ian's absolute favorite. All right, now let's start making the rice for the rice salad. And how you cook the rice for the salad makes all the difference. You can't just make it peel off and spread it out and expect it to taste good, because if you think about it, room temperature peel off always has a little bit of a hard crunch to it. That's not tasty. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna toast the rice, give it a little flavor that way, and then boil it like pasta. So a cup of rice into a skillet. We're gonna toast it over medium heat till the grains start to turn a little bit of color. A few of them get a little golden. It takes about 8 minutes or so. Once the rice is toasted and it's very fragrant, we're gonna add it to salted boiling water and cook it until it's nice and tender. Takes about 8 or 9 minutes. Then we're gonna strain it and spread it out on a rimmed baking sheet and let it cool. This rice is nicely cooled. Time to make salad. So I'm just gonna scrape it right into a serving bowl. And this rice has a very different texture than pilaf because we boiled it like pasta. So it'll have a nice tender texture at room temperature. Now when you chill it, and you can make this salad ahead of time, it will get a little stiff. So you wanna make sure that you bring it back to room temperature before you serve it. To the salad, we're gonna add a whole bunch of fresh ingredients, starting with some scallions. Just gonna trim the edges here, trim the ends. And as I usually do with scallions, I like cutting the white and light green parts in half just because they have a stronger flavor. If you get a big piece of that in your mouth, it's very scalliony. So cutting them into smaller pieces, less likely to happen. I'm just gonna slice them nice and thinly. Right onto the rice it goes. Next up, some fresh parsley, about a quarter cup of fresh parsley, nicely chopped. Obviously, I washed this already. Just gonna take any of the thick stems out here. You just want the leaves. It's always a judgment call. How much will make quarter of a cup when it's chopped? I think it usually reduces its volume by about half. So start off with about half a cup of leaves. Yeah, it's about a quarter cup chopped. It's looking a little more like a third of a cup than a quarter of a cup. But I think for a rice salad, that'll be just fine. Into the bowl it goes. Bringing it up top, adding the last few ingredients here. This is why Ian loves it. He loves dates. These are medjool dates, 3/4 of a cup that have been nicely chopped. And I found out, don't buy the pre-chopped dates. They're all dried up. They have a white filmy color. Better off to chop them up yourselves. They're nice and moist. Just want to break up any clumps. Make sure you don't get too much date in your mouth at one time. You really want to work it into the rice. And some almonds, toasted sliced almonds. Again, about 3/4 of a cup. I'm gonna set this aside while we make the dressing. Very simple dressing. Here we have a quarter cup of olive oil. To this, we're gonna add a little bit of lemon juice, fresh from a lemon, about 2.5 tablespoons or so. That looks pretty good. About a teaspoon of fresh orange zest. I scrubbed this orange beforehand. And about 2 tablespoons of juice, which is about half an orange. 1, 2, perfect. And last but not least, a little bit of cinnamon, 1/4 of a teaspoon. The cinnamon really just brings the almonds and the dates all together. Almost adds a sweet quality without adding any sugar. There's plenty of sugar in those dates. All right, gonna whisk this all together. Perfect. This dressing all over. It's not a lot of dressing, it's just enough to give the rice some flavor. And then toss it all together. Ian's gonna be so happy I made this. Whenever I make this and there's any leftovers, if he doesn't eat it for breakfast the next day, it's gone by lunchtime. This is one of his favorite side dishes. It is such a good combination. Sweetness of the dates and the toastiness of the almonds. Thanks for watching. What'd you think? Leave a comment below and let me know what you're excited to cook this week. You can get today's recipes and more for free at our website.